I heard that. Good evening, and welcome to. Should I start? It's the first of the month, so all of those things. Welcome to July. Welcome to hopefully a holiday week for many of you in our viewing audience, and welcome to tonight's episode of I Heard That. And our theme for this evening is what about your friends? As we go into the holiday, well, this is the last one until Labor Day, which is technically the
Oh
one that
yeah.
ends the season, right? Isn't that weird? But here we are cruising into Independence Day weekend. And so, this is the time for you to get together. Hopefully, push a little bit of work aside, at least a little bit,
Yeah.
and take some time to exhale and gather with the people that you care about and do some fun things. So it is absolutely a time to celebrate friendship.
Yes, absolutely. Um when Stephanie asked me to, well, it was my turn to pick a theme. I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know. I thought about I actually lost a friend last week. And you know, I've had conversations about friendship a lot. And one thing that I realized, and that I've been saying to my folks, is that there's no friendship, there's no relationship that's going to be equal.
Mhm.
You're all either you're leaning more on them or they're leaning more on you, and then that leaning may change depending on what's going on, what your strengths are, and things like that. And this was a friend who I leaned way more on him than he leaned on me. He walked me through the process of leasing a car, and then walked me through the process, and I was frazzled when my lease when my lease ended, and I had to figure out what I was going to do with that car, if I was going to keep it, if I was going to if I was going to finance it, blah blah blah. And he had a couple of struggles that I supported him in too, but I can clearly say that he was way more. I leaned way more on him in the years that I've known him. Well, there wasn't much leaning happening, but when the leaning happened, it was me in that moment because of his field of expertise.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, so for me, when I thought about friendship, there's so many different ways that it manifests in our lives, and manifests in our behavior. And it's one of those things that, like, in my post that I put up today, I have friends from elementary school on up to today. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful and blessed. I always have used the hashtag my circle is dope when I post about my people, because my circle is dope. If you're in my circle, then I trust me, I appreciate the personal relationship that I have with you, and absolutely um recognize and that you bring value to me and grace, because
Hmm.
if you have an issue with extending grace, then you probably ain't in my circle. Well, no, not in my circle no more. You know, that's
Right.
just But yeah, so I thought about when I thought about my friend and who I met through Nat um years ago. I don't even how 20, I don't know. It's been about 20 years. Um that's what made me think of this as a theme, friendship as a theme, and the way that friendship can manifest is how is reflected in the songs that I'm sharing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who saw my initial post about the show, I refer to friends as chosen family. That my sister Beth, I don't think she's back yet, is doing missionary work in Nigeria right now, and we don't get together often, but she came to Philly to visit me. This was the early 2000s, when I was in the midst of doing a show at the Painted Bride, and there was all this stuff. And she was like, I used to worry about you, kind of being up here, lone wolfing it, away from the family and everything else. And she's like, but I get it after having a chance to be around, just some of my friends here and understanding that, this is my local connections really are my chosen family. It's one of the reasons why I've stayed in Philadelphia. I leave and I keep coming back because of y'all.
It's true. It's true.
I deeply appreciate all of you who show up for us, show after show, and who are just present in this cultural community, reminding us of why these connections are important. And so, I deeply appreciate you all showing up for us and helping to remind us that the culture is the foundation, right? All the other things that we go through, it's important for us to continually turn back and remind each other, uplift this legacy, this history that we are continuing in this very casual way that we share the music with you. But it is a way to introduce you to things, remind you of things. These themes in this music is so crucial to our development. So we deeply appreciate you. And so let's get into it. Let's tell you how much we love you by sharing the music that we have for you today.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Bowman. I couldn't put up the chat feature wouldn't let me put up your graphic, but Dr. Bowman is joining us for the first time this evening. So
welcome, Dr. Bowman,
with us tonight. Love you too, honey.
Yes. Okay. So, we're talking about friends, and for a lot of people, our first friends are our siblings. Like that's just, you ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? You're forced. Some people are forced. Like you take your little sister with you. Take your, that's that type of thing. So this song here was one of the sweetest little songs I think that Brandy came out with, and it was even more sweet when she explained that she was dedicating it to her brother Ray J. They were like, yeah, this was her first album off of her debut album.
Yes.
And so he was in the video and he was all little and cute, so it was just so cute how they came up with it. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a song for a sibling. It could be just for a good friend.
Yeah.
But for her, and this is one way that friendship manifests itself, is it was for her sibling. So that is how friendship a lot of times is introduced and then cultivated. You first learn how to be a friend from having these siblings in the household. If you have siblings in the household, that's like your first introduction. It might be rough and tumble for some of us, but you learn how to be a friend, know. And then your siblings sometimes broker friendships with you with their friends and so on and so forth. So this is our first song for the night, which is called My Best Friend, from Brandy, from her debut album, self-titled album.
Yes.
It was self-titled album.
Yep.
Brandy.
And I was gonna say, and y'all Gen Xers out there, we love dancing with these things, and make sure those joints are lubricated before you get up and start doing those '90s dance moves.
Yes, or do it from your chair. Yeah.
Exactly. Here we go.
You'll always be
I heard that. That groove is funky. That groove is gonna jam forever.
Yes,
I
it
just,
is.
it's a good. Of course, if you hadn't picked it, I would have played it. So we would have made sure
Okay.
it was in the list. Listen, because the
It's
the
a
ad
very
libs in that
happy.
song are my favorite. So,
Yes.
for people who don't know, Brandy is who Maxwell says is his favorite voice, his favorite female voice. So, like it's for all of those that little zhuzh
Yes.
that she adds to the selection. So I definitely appreciate that song a lot. Yes.
Love
And
it.
you saw that little fresh face picture I found of her when she was all
Yes.
young and eager in the industry.
Aw.
Oh man.
And now she's still touring. Well, she just
That's right,
started
with Monica.
another
So
tour.
listen, people who are genuinely talented, I'm always rooting for them to ride it out for as
Right.
long as it is possible. So
Right.
I wish them well on that tour for sure.
Me too.
Uh,
Me
and
too.
so, good songs. So we are celebrating friendship tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are also, of course, celebrating the music that reminds us about the power of these relationships and why they should be celebrated. And I can definitely say that you all know Sharice is my sister in music, and she's also my fellow globe trotting friend. But I will say that one of the things that influenced this song making it to my list today is that I also, whether they are my age, older than me, or younger than me, I have lots of friends who are old souls. Like, I don't know what you believe spiritually. I believe people come around more than once. And I definitely know that some of the people in my circle have been here a time or two because they just come with so much. They come with so much energy, so much wisdom. They bring it into the space. And that's what I feel about this first artist that I'm going to share with you all tonight. Because, it's one thing to have musical pedigree. Like Brandy comes from an entertainment family. Snoop is her cousin,
Yeah.
Ray J acts and all those things. She had a momager, one of the first people that we know in our community that had a successful momager guiding her to her
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
But there are other people who have that lineage, who have that pedigree, but it's not what they rest on. It's not
Right.
where they find their elevation. We're used to Nepo babies now, right? It's not the case for him, even though he is related to the late, great Marvin Gaye. So the fact that both of them do soulful music makes sense. But the artists who are not necessarily mainstream famous, but still bring that sense of lineage and connectedness into their music successfully, even as kind of underground or independent artists, I root for them.
Right.
On this show, I
Right.
share a lot of that music with you all consistently. So I'm going to the debut album called The Colored Section from Donnie. And this song has all of that vintage soul feel in it. It's called You Got a Friend.
Ooh, that's my soul.
La 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 la. Spring is here and the birds are singing their love song. Trees are clapping to the rapid pace of my heart. Flowers open to the world at their appointed time. The laughter of a playing child, kiss of love so tender and mine. These things are essential to my take the shade of all of your favorite things. Your favorite things. The sun is shining your way. No stormy clouds that darken your day. These things are essential to my well-being, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have a friend today. Trees could clap and birds could sing, so heaven and earth pass away, but you don't have to. You got a friend, yeah. Friend. You got so long. Oh yes you do.
I heard that. That, my friends, is good music.
Ooh, look, that album will have you losing your voice. Well, it has me losing my
listen,
voice.
you know, we do our stoplight serenades very often, and just in general, like there was such, for it to be a debut album in the 2000s, right? You know, it was a, you know, I hate the term neo soul, but the idea of this reclaiming all of that stuff, not necessarily wanting to be a pop sound, but gathering all that stuff that we used to listen to as families, gathered around the stereo, that kind of vibe, and bringing that back to the music. It was so powerful. And young people.
Yes, that album is amazing. His other album is too. And the live album. He's just
absolutely great. What's up, Stone? Checking us out. ATL in the house tonight. Glad to have you joining us. And yes, Donnie performed for Odunde I'm trying to remember what year that was. Listen, when I say he brought the ecclesiastical background singers, they showed out. They showed out. It was a good time, an absolutely good time. So yeah, he's wonderful live. And so, as we talk about, well, I'll say Sharice leaned in initially on the messaging of siblings. And if you've ever tuned into this show before, then you know that you can almost guarantee that there's a particular voice that you are going to hear. And so we've got that coming at you. But I love this one because it combines things that we both try to bring to every program.
That's right. So when you're a friend and you have expertise or knowledge, you wind up being a leader a lot of times, and a leader, and depending again on what's going on or what you're trying to do, you wind up being that leader. And a lot of times you have to motivate the people who you're trying to leading by example, all that stuff. And so this song here is one of those that I think that if it would have been released a little earlier, it maybe would have been like, one of those songs that was sung during the civil rights movement, when we were trying to motivate each other to move forward, and this is what we need to do. But as it happens, it was released in '76 when the Jacksons were working with Gamble and Huff over in Philadelphia. And you can, man, that whole album again. We're sharing songs from albums that are absolutely fire. Okay, that Donnie, the color section, that is a
right. And listen, Thomasina was chiming in on that. Make sure you understand the live. You know how Sharice and I feel about live music. So when you can sing, and then your background singers can sing, it is a good time.
Don't want to leave. Okay, don't want to leave. But okay, so this song here is again when the Jacksons were in Philly with Gamble and Huff, and you hear the difference from their Motown days to now. They were like mature. The songs here are like jazzy, and and this particular song, it's so funny because it got airplay, but I don't know, people didn't like really jump on it like they do like right about now. If they hear it, like, they forgot that Michael and them was singing like that, So this is one of my favorites though. It's again, it's your friends motivating you this is what we need to do as a community. We need to do as a people. This is called Show You the Way to Go by the Jacksons.
Let me show you the way to go. I don't know everything, but there's something I do know. I know. I've read and heard a lot, and now I'm ready to show that we can come together and think like one. Come together now, live together underneath the sun. Please, let me show you the way to go. Follow me, my friend. Oh, let me show you. Come on, let me show you the way to go. Just put your trust in me. I'll try not to let you down.
I heard that. Go on and sing, y'all. Just sing. Listen, because I have recently experienced it, I gotta say that Philly tries my patience sometimes, but the Philadelphia Orchestra is the truth. They are the truth. And like I said, I feel fresh with it. Joseph mentioned that you feel them in that song, absolutely, because Gamble and Huff were going. They were finding the funky people that play the classical music, and they're like, I need that here. Bringing them into Philly
That's
International
right.
Studios to lend that flavor to that. But I saw them last
That's
week
right.
backing up Cynthia Erivo. Yo, I I can't I cannot express to you, one, the joy on
Can't
their
even imagine
faces
that.
playing for her while she's singing. I mean, like, they were having a ball. The dude that was playing keys was
Oh
in his
gosh.
happy place. I'm sure that he went back during intermission. It was like, pinch me, please, because he was just toothy grin the whole time. But also
Oh,
the level, the crispness of the sound. And the Mann Music Center, for those of you who have not been to Philly or have not been to a show there, is an indoor outdoor amphitheater. So there's probably seating for about 2,000. I'm really not exaggerating. It's like an arena under the pavilion. And then they got people who sit out on the lawn. So I was in the balcony under the pavilion, but when I tell you that I feel like I felt every little breath, everything that little teeny tiny Cynthia Erivo did on that stage, it was magnificent. So having the whole orchestra, in the summer, right, in t-shirt and black pants on that stage playing for her, it was so joyous. And so, what you all hear and feel in those Philly International recordings is absolutely what you get when you see them live and do it and
right.
listen. And they had a Blackety Black playlist because it was right before Juneteenth. So they did stuff from Black composers when they weren't playing the music
Right.
behind her. It was so great. It was so great.
And Joe, if you want to, we actually had an episode that was dedicated to Philadelphia International
It's one of our most
Records.
popular
And
shows.
yes, and rightfully so, because we went through that whole history of them picking those musicians that eventually became Mother, Father, Sister,
Mhm.
Brother, or MS. And not only are they an amazing conglomerate of orchestral level musicians, and and they actually they backed much of the artists who were on the label, and they had their
Mhm.
own albums. You know what I'm saying? And their own albums, as we know, were as big as the songs were big as the art the songs
Listen,
they
it don't
played
get much bigger than the
background
Soul
for.
Train theme.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, yes. So yeah,
All of the great
yeah. Go
things.
back and if you go to the Soul Sanctuary Inc. channel and go to and since Stephanie has created a whole list, a playlist of every
Yeah.
episode we've done, just go in and look. And we have the sounds, we've covered a few of those record labels, a few of the iconic
Yes.
record labels that make up black music, and of course Philadelphia International Philadelphia International Records. Listen,
You went back to 10 for a hot
I
second.
did some working not too long ago. It ain't been long since I've finished working. So some of these terms that just naturally come to me when I'm writing, sorry. Philadelphia
Yes.
International Records is one of those episodes. So you check that out and you will absolutely enjoy it. It's a great episode. We had a lot of
Yes.
fun doing it.
And so I'm going to stay in Philly for the next act.
Okay.
And I'm not beaming anything tragic for him, but he has been experiencing some health challenges, which is why we have not seen him as out and about in the public eye as he has been in the past. And Make Music Day, World Music Day, was just on June 21st. And so I think about him. I was thinking about him this year in particular because hopefully it will now be a recurring national project. But this year was the first year that there was an emphasis on circle singing. And so if you are familiar with circle singing, it does not require, as a matter of fact, one of the prerequisites is that you don't practice. It is about being in the spirit of improvisation with a bunch of people and listening to one another and adding to something that you all are creating on the spot. And that singing was popularized by none other than Bobby McFerrin. And though he was not born here, he makes his residence here now. And I had the pleasure of attending a circle singing workshop that he led at a church here in Philadelphia right before the pandemic. Just truly, truly a beautiful thing. But we think of Bobby McFerrin a cappella all the time. I wanted to lean in on a song where he's actually singing with music, because for those of you who don't know, he's Bobby, even though he's grown, because his father was Robert McFerrin, and was a classically trained vocalist and gave my father vocal lessons, and was one of the first voices, Black voices, to receive acclaim on Broadway. So this whole idea of us inheriting your chosen family, your real family, the friendships that can be made through the culture, I think are incredibly important. And Bobby McFerrin was one of the artists that my father and I could agree on in terms of vocal excellence and just listening to those little fine-tuned things that people can do with their instrument and how they use it. So I am pleased to be able to play this one for you. This is not one of the big hits that you may know of his. And so hopefully this will help you appreciate sort of the scope of his talent. But this comes from a best of collection that I have. And this song is called Friends.
Treasuries, one is most preciously kept in my heart, and that's the loyalty of friends and family gathered round, making joy sounds familiar voices warm the heart. I found myself alone and feeling blue, but I knew what to do. I found my friends in melancholy flew, and when sometimes I'm filled with doubt, something will chase it out. Is having friends, the fate will win it out. Problems that we face are easier to take when you have friends to share the ways, and how you know that they will share the load, and you can always go by day or night. You know that you're with folk, of course. I know that some of you can't think of any who you might call friend, but listen and I'll tell you that you've heard it said before, and of its truth I'm more convinced that you have friends. Just be one. Nothing comes even close to what we treasure most than to be with friends.
I heard that. So, Sharice, you got to know that I was thinking about you when I picked that song because I know how you feel about yacht rock. And, Bobby McFerrin is one of those artists that sort of straddles the line.
Yes, Sweet Sharon. If you were bopping to this song, you like yacht rock.
Oh man, and that takes us to our halfway point. If you are just tuning in, welcome to tonight's edition of I Heard That. Our theme is What About Your Friends? Because we are celebrating those of you who show up for us in our personal lives, here on this show, in the world as your best selves, and you make it a better place. And so we thank you. And as we go into this holiday, we want you to know that. We want you to feel that. And we got some music that helps us express it. And we have sort of, I mentioned that yacht rock straddles the line between soulfulness and jazz. And so I thought that song was a good transition to bring us to, Sharice and I end up, as we pick our songs, I group them because we sort of have many themes going on within the theme. And so this is our jazz crooner section.
Right. So over the weekend I saw so let me just go just to recap the two songs that I had. I started with Best Friend by Brandy, and just mentioned that a lot of our first friends are our siblings, and she dedicated that song, and that song was for her brother. And then I had let Show You the Way to Go. This is like, stepping outside of the household and leading through friendship, being a leader in the community through friendship. And this song here was like one of those that I immediately, when I heard it, when I first heard it, and whenever I hear it, I think of like the church and what the church should be doing. Or hey, Auntie Mary Alice.
She was on the phone with a friend, so it's perfectly fine. We appreciate you rolling through.
Yeah, my aunt got friends. You see what I'm saying? But so this song is what I think of, like what the church does, and then those of us who have a giving heart, and we are always practicing that. Like we're always, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And so over the weekend, over the weekend, 2 days ago, on Sunday, I had the pleasure of seeing the incredible Gregory Porter in concert at the NJPAC. And as always, just amazing. One of his songs. And when he sang it, I did not ask Stephanie to share the live version. I did record it, but I know that I'm trying not to have these long songs. And I got one that's super long that's coming up, and the Jackson song was kind of long, and this would have been very long too. So I was like, let me just do the recorded version. I'm trying to. I didn't even ask for another song this time.
She didn't. Being good.
I already knew what was happening. Happening with the song lengths that I was working with. So anyway, this song here is one of those that speaks of charity, and not just giving, not just in giving like money or things, but just being a charitable person. And that's one of those things that you learn to do, or you put in practice because you know how to be a friend. And so being charitable is another way that friendship manifests in each of us. And so this song is called Take Me to the Alley, and it is by the absolutely incredible Gregory Porter.
Well, they build their houses in preparation for the king, and they line the sidewalks with every sort of shiny thing. They will be surprised when they hear him say, take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let them hear me say, I am your friend. Come to my table, rest here in my garden. You will have a pardon. Take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let them hear me say, I am your friend. Come to my table, rest here in my garden. You will have a pardon. They will be surprised when they hear him say, take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let them hear me say, I am your friend. Come to my table, rest here in my garden. You will have a pardon. You will have a pardon. Oh, take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones. Take me, take me, take me, take me, take me.
I heard that. There is something to be said, A, Listen, Sharice and I both love a good baritone. Beyond that, people who don't oversing, people who just have a beautiful instrument, they know its capabilities and they just deliver it. And he delivers it as he's a big dude and he delivers his voice like it's a pillow. Just here. Come rest in the lusciousness that is this vocal ability that I have. And it sounds just like that live on stage, y'all.
Yes, it does. It sounds exactly like that on stage, and I really think that we can't necessarily say based on what we see on a stage that's that person's personality, but man, you see him live and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
And so if that's really you and you're really feeling what you're saying, you don't have to overdo it. Because it's sincere, it's genuine, and that's what I get from him when I see him live. Even not live, but just listening to his music, it's so genuine. And the things that he sings about are things that are of value, at least to me and to a lot of people in my circle. Yeah, and so like what I really loved about this song is that it spoke about a luminary coming to town, and everybody was like, and the people who were greeting him and I guess going to take him around and like, what fancy place you want to go to Art House? Where you want to go? You want to go to the W? Like what? And he like, nah, take me to the people, and let them hear me say I'm your friend, and come to my table. You don't have to do all that. Come and let me host you. Let me break bread with you at my table, and then you will you'll see that I'm just like you. I'm not this person up here. So I love that. I love that song. All of his music is just so meaningful, Brian. So yeah, I have to. I'm pretty sure I don't know which albums I have of his. I just grabbed a few a while ago, and came across some songs that I was familiar with and didn't realize it, because I didn't know. We don't get the good ones shoved down our throats, so we have to go get them. You know what I'm saying? So but I definitely appreciate it. He was great on stage on Sunday, absolutely great. He has an incredible band that shows out every time on stage, and again, to the point of this song, the musicians that were up just on stage stepped off the stage and was outside with the rest of us afterwards, because they were doing they do Sounds of the City here, and because it was just starting up, they were doing it on a Sunday too. Had food trucks out there, and they have redone all of the what is it? Is it hardscape when you redo the front, but it's not grass? So they redid all of that out in the front, and we were and I got to enjoy this with my friends, and so we kind of hung out a little bit afterwards, and the bass player and the drummer was like outside at the food truck after it was over, and I was like, see, this is what I'm talking
exactly.
That's the like not so hoity-toity, not so I'm pleased. No public, none of that was going on. They were friendly, you know what I mean? So it just really speaks to him as an artist and who he has around him for years, playing and relying on for the musical background to his wonderful voice and lyrics.
I love it. And I love when I get a chance to play people I know. If we're doing a theme of friends, then if I get to share my friends with you musically, then that's doubly good as far as I'm concerned. And so, speaking of jazz crooners and baritones, this artist has a brand new album out. So, we know that everybody streams everything. So you can find it in all the places where you normally download your music. But for those of you who are collectors, he also has a limited edition of hard copy CDs as well. So if you're really looking to boost up your collection, then the new project is called Treasures. But that's not what I'm sharing a piece from tonight, because sticking with our theme, sometimes in our relationships, people call a thing a friend when they don't really want to be your friend. They want a little something extra. So I love this song. It's from a project called The King Suite, which is dedicated to the music of Nat King Cole, but, reinterpreted, done a new kind of way. And so I particularly thought about this song, not just because of the title, but also because on Thursday's the holiday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday's
So Thursday evening, I'm going to see two of my friends get married. And so I thought that this song was a cute little tongue-in-cheek way of being totally appropriate in talking about that friend who you don't really want to be your friend. So again, this is B. Shane Frederick. The project is called The King Suite, and this song is a Haitian Creole reinterpretation of a song that is titled "I Want to Be a Friend of Yours."
A friend.
I've been looking for a playmate, someone on whom I can depend. Semblait gentil assez, je chasse. I'll stick right to the end. Oh. I wanna be a friend of yours, and a little bit more. I wanna be a pal of yours, and a little bit more. I wanna be your buddy, though the roads be smooth or muddy. I wanna be a friend of yours, and a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit more. I want to be a pal of yours. You bet that I do. I'll stick around and see you through. Stick even tighter than glue. I'll greet you with a cheerful howdy, though the skies are clear or cloudy. I wanna be a friend of yours, and a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit more. I do, I'll stick around and see you through. Stick even tighter than glue. I'll greet you with a cheerful howdy. Though the skies are clear or cloudy, I wanna be a friend of yours. And a little bit. And little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. Little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. That's it.
Sorry, screen was acting funky.
First of all, his voice don't even. I keep saying every time I hear him, I have that album when he released it. I got it, and his voice does not sound real. I know it's real. Now listen, y'all, it's real. It don't sound real. His voice is amazing.
It is so crystal clear and warm.
Yeah.
And just, yes.
Right. We've heard some great voices. I'm not knocking any, but his voice right there, he doesn't sound real.
So he's another one. He's another one of those people. He's a slight frame brother, but the resonance, like little teeny people with humongous voices, always astounds me. And he's one of them. All of that, he got like a subwoofer resonance in his lower register, and it's like, where, how?
Yes. And I love when he goes low. When he did it, I can't even do it. I can't do it. When he, you know what I'm talking about, though. That I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It's always a shocker to me. It's always going to be a shock. Amazing.
Just listen, and I was thankfully there for the listening party when he was introducing that album to everybody, and that's it. I think it's the second track on the project, and so we're all there. We're all excited to be able to hear it. But that came on, and when it slipped into that Creole groove, we were like, people got up and danced. Like we were having a moment. That is absolutely one of my favorite tracks from that project, because it's so feel good. It's so feel good.
It really is.
So again, the new album is Treasures. So look for it. V. Shane Frederick, support him, support his music. Independent artist who quit his day job right before the pandemic to do the music full time, and he has been doing the damn thing. I'm so excited for him and proud of him to be following his dream in the way he has, and listen, and keeping music alive. How many people have ever heard Nat King Cole's version of that song? Probably our age or younger, like nobody. Right. So he's introduced that song to a whole new crew of people who hopefully now understand its origins and can appreciate the fact that he is keeping that music alive. So excited for him. Yes.
Amazing artist.
And now here we are at our final two selections of the evening.
Yes. And yes, you came late, Tim, but
You're
that's
here.
okay. because you're here now, and we're not done. So you got a little bit of you got a little bit of hang time with us, but you can always watch the replay and catch the whole thing. Um, when I posted about the show tonight, I asked like, what's your songs? What songs do your favorite songs that speak of a friendship? And Veronica, walking with Lady V, answered and said the club song "You Are My Friend," right? I was like, oh, okay, we walking on the same, we walking kind of parallel here. The club version or house version is done by New Jersey's own Kenny Bobian. That's not the version that I'm going to share with you tonight. That is the song, Veronica. That's not the version. The version that I'm sharing, and we also know that Patti LaBelle did a version of it as well. I went even further back to the original, which would be one Sylvester. And listen, this is why I didn't ask for another song for y'all, because the live version, it was either this live version or one that's even longer. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna send and leave it alone this time. Next time I might.
Well, I was gonna say, but it's also Pride Month just ended, so for all the reasons, it was appropriate that when you picked, like, well, of course we gotta let it ride, of course.
Yes, that was another reason why I was like, oh yes, I did Sylvester, because 1 is the original, 2 we're talking about friends, and 3 we just stepped out of Pride Month a few hours ago. And so it was only right that that I share a song from this pioneer in the disco era, who brought to us Martha Wash and Izora. Can't think of her last name right now. Ugh, it's gonna drive me nuts.
The Weather Girls.
Yes, the Weather Girls. 2 Sons of Fun. Renamed afterwards, the Weather Girls, and Izora's daughter still tours as the Weather Girls with my BFF Dawn Tallman.
Yes.
Okay. Singing. Well, she sings her mom's parts on the songs, and she sounds amazing. She definitely inherited a powerhouse voice, and of course we know Dawn Tallman is a powerhouse. So the 2 of them on stage is always an amazing thing, and so she's carrying on that legacy, and that all started back with Sylvester, and that's another manifestation of friendship. When he sings that song and then goes into giving appreciation and flowers to the women who are behind him and adding flavor and depth and dimension and drama. Sharon, depth, dimension, and drama can come on a stage with vocals as well as with fashions and your style. You see, Sharon, it comes across everywhere. Anyway, yeah. So this is just a very straightforward take on the theme. And it's one of those songs that no matter which version you're listening to, you are affected, because you, like me, appreciate the people who are your friends in your circle. Everybody in this comment section is a friend of mine. Everybody is a friend of mine, and I appreciate every last one of you. Friendship is a blessing. And I thank each of my friends for being that blessing to me. And with that, we have "You Are My Friend" by the one and only Sylvester.
This song is dedicated to all of you. Goes like this. see your face whenever you're near. Oh, see the love that brand new eyes. You made me realize. Oh, through brand new eyes. You made me realize the future is bright. Hey, I've been around and around. I've been around and around and around. I've been looking around and you appear all the time. I've been around and around and around and around. Oh yeah, I've been looking around and you appear all the time. Y'all know that I've been around, looking around. You are here all the time. I've been looking around. Ooh, everything I needed is right here all the time. You see, these girls, Martha and Azor, I met them 3 years ago. Was it February, Martha? February. 3 years ago. Little audition we held on 6th Avenue in Judah. I will not forget. We had our first rehearsal in a Volkswagen on our way to Marin County. And these girls have stuck with me all through everything, y'all, and they're here right now. I want you to know that. You see, I don't know if y'all have noticed it or not, but these women can sing, y'all. Honey, your ear has to be in your foot to not hear these women can sing. They don't need these dresses. They don't need them juries. They don't need that hair. These women can sing, y'all. Now, folks say seeing is believing, right? I done told you everything I could tell you. Now it's their turn to tell you. Mama, you've been around. Girl, I know that you've been around.
I've been around, and you were here all the time. I've been searching everywhere. But all the love, all the understanding, I found it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Martha Watt. Miss Martha Watt.
All the looking around, all the looking around.
I hope y'all understand that we love each other, y'all. I know you've been around. Girl, I know you've been around.
I've been looking
places, seen a lot of faces, but oh, when I needed someone, you were here all the time. Round, forward, yeah, I've been around. Wow, this is your road, y'all. What you think? This is your road. This is your road.
I heard that. Just
Man, I
listen,
tell you,
listen. And this is not taking
that
anything
one
away.
hit me right here.
Listen,
Every
not taking
time.
anything away from Miss Izora, but you need to understand that damn Martha Wash. When I first heard, I can't even express. When I first heard I Who Have Nothing with Luther and Martha Wash, when I say I was prostrate on the floor, like, what? What? Why? They ain't got no business. The two of them together singing like they sing. It was so, whew.
Yes. And that was the first version of that song that I heard too. I hadn't
Tom
heard
Jones or any of the other people who were there. Yeah.
Well, that I shared Tom Jones on here because I had never ever heard that one ever until I found it because I was looking for that song. But I was looking for Roberta Flack
Right.
and Donny Hathaway, and I skipped and tripped upon Tom Jones. I was like, oh wow,
Listen.
okay.
I mean, just some kind of yes. So now we have Izora Armstead. We got it. We got it. Thank you. Yes. We'll store that one away and make sure we have it. And we're glad that you like this, and we appreciate that you are loving the music. I thank you for bringing that out because people do need to know that we, of course, in Philly, we love Patty. That's one of those things we expect Patty to sing every time she takes a microphone. However,
right,
giving credit where credit is due, the original.
That's right. The original, and that song is one of those songs. No matter what version, well, of course, when Patty does it, she throws it to I can't think of her background singer's name, who is her friend for decades and decades. So we have that moment as well on stage when she's singing it. But it's something about that performance with Sylvester and 2 Tons of Fun, Miss Martha Wash and Miss Izora Armstead. I wish I could see it because they were in their feelings deep singing that song, and they meant that. They meant you are my friend. He is my friend, y'all. You hear me? That's my friend. And again, when I thinking about this theme, I thought of my friend who we just lost, and it's like, yeah, we have to thank God that we knew that we were there for each other. So everybody in this comment section is a friend of mine. Either they are friend by blood, or they're a friend the
Family.
what did we say it was? It was either my born
Yes,
family or my
indeed.
chosen family. And I appreciate and love everybody, and thank you for the blessing of friendship. It is a
Absolutely.
blessing. Everybody can't be a friend. Everybody doesn't know how to be a friend. And we give each other grace as we
Right.
figure it out. Some people ain't never gonna figure it out, and that's
that's unfortunate for them. Yes, absolutely. Well, I feel like, again, when you gave this theme, I was like, oh, I know I'm using this song. And this one is appropriate because those of you who know Sharice and I know that our friendship became deeply cemented through a cappella music. And so when I have a way to share that love with everybody else, then I'm going to find a way to do it. And I'm so thankful that somebody on Reddit posted the photo that is going along with this that I'm sharing, because it illustrates precisely that kind of energy that the song speaks about. And, when you have an opportunity to, again, keep something alive, and hearing that your friend passed just drives this home, right? Because when our musical legends pass away, we feel like a library has burned to the ground, but the catalog is what keeps it alive. And so I'm thankful that Ray Charles was very purposeful in his final years to record with a lot of the people whose music he loved. So there's this whole collection of duets and collaborations that show his voice, but also his influence and how it has transcended generations and continues to live on. And when we speak about a cappella, then of course, for me, that's always going to include Take 6. So this song just always brings a smile to my face because, Ray was getting up there. And so there's some of that well-worn quality to his voice, but still the power and the beauty of it, along with the incredible harmonies of Take 6, who here are really backing him up. Like, they're doing their thing, but they are really just backing up Ray Charles. So from the album Join the Band, this is Take 6 and Ray Charles. The song is called My Friend.
Now it doesn't matter where you say you've been. No,
It doesn't matter what you've done.
oh no, 'cause the same color blood is running through my veins. Is the color that sustains another one. I know that you might have had a hard time, yeah.
And maybe you thought of giving in.
But don't never give in, 'cause no matter where you stand, it's not too much to lend my hand. Yeah, my neighbor, yeah, my brother, yes, you're my friend. You're my friend.
My friend,
You're my friend.
my friend, yes you are.
Well, I know that you might get a little lonely sometime, yeah.
You know I've been down that road before.
Oh, yes, I have. And when my so-called friends were taking each other in, I couldn't even make it through the door. So why don't you come on in?
Sit on
Take a load off your mind.
and I dare you
Yeah.
to wear the shoes.
All right. I know, no. No matter where you stand, it's not too much to lend my hand. 'Cause you're my neighbor. You're my brother. Shut up. You're my friend. My friend. My friend. You're my friend.
My friend, yes you are.
Let me tell you what I'm trying I'll be by your side. Wow, hold on a minute. Make sure you don't forget. I'll be there when you call me. Just say, I'll be there when you call me. No matter where you stand, it's not too much to lend my hand. You're my neighbor. You're my brother. You're my friend. Down to the end. I'm throwing out the lifeline, trying to spread some sunshine. You're my friend. You're my friend. Why don't you call me sister? My friend. Call me brother. All you do is call and I will be there. My friend. You're my friend. You'll never find a better. Come on in. Take a load off your mind. You'll never find a better friend. You'll never find. Yeah, my friend. Just call me. My friend. Any time of day. I'll be right there. You'll never find a better. You'll never find a better friend. My friend. Whoa, you'll never find a better friend. You'll never find a better friend. My friend.
I heard that. Oh, whoop. There we go. Child. Love that song. Just it's a, and you see what I mean about the photo that I use with it. I was like, oh, on the bus. Oh, it's just they all look so young and eager. With,
Okay.
just a great thing. I think, Lord, I mean, there is some, I don't think I have the videotapes anymore from the first year of the inspiration, but if people were able to see any of that footage, they would think the exact same thing of us. Like, oh, so
Yes,
young
they
and
would.
eager. Oh, they were so cute.
Yes. Yes.
Woo! But yeah. So thank you for this theme. Even though it was partly inspired by a sense of loss. I hope that everyone who had a chance to tune in and join us tonight feels that gratitude, feels that appreciation for the circle that surrounds you and lifts you up and keeps you moving. And just reminds you what this living is supposed to be about. Because there's plenty of hard stuff out there. But when you got somebody around you that helps you share in the good times, that helps remind you the good times are coming back if they don't feel immediately in your presence, then that's a special thing. And so we thank you all for being part of that force in our life. And for those of you who did not join us from right at the top of the program, Sharice will now run down for you all of the goodness that we shared for you musically.
Yes. So as we've been saying, the theme tonight is friendship. And we kind of went through a few different ways that friendship, manifests in our lives, how we become friends and how we learn what a friend is and how we receive friendship and how we lead with friendship. And so I started out with Best Friend by Brandy. And as I said, some of our first friends are our siblings, people that are in the house with us.
Quite literally.
That's gonna be your friend, and that, like I said, it could be bumpy and rough and tumble, there in the beginning, but that's how you learn, that's how you first learn friendship. You're first exposed to friendship with the people who are born into the household with you. My sister is in the chat room tonight, Tiffany. And then after Brandy, Best Friend was from Brandy, and it was from her debut album, self-titled album, from 1994. And then we did You Got a Friend from Donnie. That's my song, man. I'm telling you, that whole album, the color section, was released in 2003. That album
I just need to
is
pause for a second so that we can all just take a moment to take stock of the fact that Brandy's debut album is almost 10 years older than that one.
yeah.
Yeah, we're mature now.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm glad we were here for it all. We were here for it all. We don't have to hear it secondhand. We heard the songs on Zere Zial.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like we heard it firsthand. So that's like, we
It
that's a
is.
good
It is a
thing.
very good thing.
So after You've Got a Friend from Donnie, which is from the Colored Section album of 2003, we went with Show You the Way to Go by my boys, the
Mhm.
Jacksons, from their self-titled album, The Jacksons, which they recorded at Philadelphia International Records in 1976. Again, we're talking about friendship. Friendship can manifest in leadership and outside of the household. We're talking about the community, and so let me show you the way to go. We got to do this. But us as a people, I'm not going to jump on my soapbox. I'm going to put my toe on it, but I'm not going to get on it. Okay. Because we, especially now in the environment that we're in, we as a people need to come together. And it doesn't have to be everybody doing their own thing. It can be us coming together, and those people who have excelled or have already paved the way or started going in a direction that will benefit us as a people, let them show
Yes.
us the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay, and it's the best thing for us. But that's it. I ain't jumping on. I'm
Toe back off.
going to show off. So after that, we did Friends by Bobby McFerrin, and that the recorded version is on his Bang Zoom album from 1995. I mean, not the recorded
Right.
version, but the original recording is on Bang Zoom from 1995. But Stephanie got this from the Greatest Hits album, which came out in 1996. So right after that, he was like, you know what?
I got material.
Do me a band. Let me do me.
Again, I just
He
want,
did.
because you're saying the dates, that the album where that song appeared for him was still a year after Brandy's debut album. Oh man, Tom.
That's how we know all this good music, y'all, because
Yeah.
we was here for it. We were here. We were all here for
Yes.
this good music. That is awesome. You hear me? We did a lot of stuff from the 90s. Well, I jumped back. I always got to go back to my boys. So that's
Yes.
like in the 70s. And then we did a more contemporary song, but not all the way contemporary. And that was Take Me to the Alley by the incredible
Mhm.
Gregory Porter. That's on that's the titular. Sometimes you can't tell that I went to an
You
Ivy
said
League
one extra
university.
syllable.
I don't even want to say it. It's the title song from the album Take Me to the Alley, released in
Yeah.
2016. Gregory
Yes.
Porter is amazing. Amazing. I just saw him on Sunday and he was amazing. Yes. And next we did I Want to Be a Friend of Yours by, I'm telling you, the unreal vocal stylings. I swear he does not sound real, but he is real. I'm not saying he's not real. He's one of those that just, the blessing, what they say, favor ain't fair. He got it. Because his voice got that all on it for real. Baritone, like, and then his range is crazy. Anyway, B. Shane Frederick from the album The King Suite, and that was released in 2022. I have that album. When he released it, I went and got it because I already knew.
Yes. Brand new album,
already knew.
Treasures is out now, just released.
Yes, so I'll be going to get that too. But Treasures is just released. This song here, I Want to Be a Friend of Yours, which is his reinterpreted version of Nat King Cole's original. And it's amazing. This album is really good. So yeah, the King Suite 2022. Get that. But yeah. And then we did You Are My Friend by Sylvester, the original artist for this song. We know and that's how good the song is too, because every version of it is a hit. Sylvester's was a hit in 1979. Patti LaBelle came and did it, and it was a hit again in the 80s.
Yep.
I think
it was the early 80s.
I want to say the 80s. And then Kenny Bobian did it as a house version, and it is the hit of hits. Out of all his hits that he can sing, he better sing that one whenever he show up.
Yep.
He can just play the track and let the people sing it, and they'll be all right if he just hit a note or two, because that song has to be played. You know what I mean? So that just speaks to the value. And this is what we talk about with music. You know, the value in that it transcends decades, it transcends artists. We don't know a lot of songs that the original and multiple remakes are all received, and this is from this is us still. It's all within our generation. We don't like remakes like that. We don't like you keep covering a song. We don't like that. It's cute. We don't need it though. But this particular song, all of them, we loved every version of it. Every version. So that was You Are My Friend, Sylvester. That was the live version from Living Proof from 1979. And then we ended with My Friend, which was by Take Six featuring Ray Charles, the legendary Ray Charles, from Join the Band, which was released in 1988, the year I graduated from high school. Well, the year we graduated from high school.
I was gonna say it really? So that was the second album. No, that was the third album. How was that released in 88?
That's what the thing said. You know, the two nerds is going right to the right to go look.
Only because I'm like, you know, the self-titled album.
Here, June 1st, 1994. Well, it says released in 1988, and then 1994 is under there. I don't know what that's about.
It was 1994. That's why I was like, it couldn't.
Maybe they recorded it in 1988 and held on to it till 1994.
I wonder if Ray Charles might have released. I don't know, but Join the Band came out in 94. That's why I was, because you see me, I'm doing the calculus on my head. I was like,
because I was thinking it was later as well, but you know, I can't be thinking. So we're gonna say 94.
Yes.
And that's it.
That is it. So we gotta say, for those of you who are in the Philadelphia area, you know, I want to let people know when they can get some of this goodness up close and personal. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is having its national convention here in Philadelphia in a mere 2.5 weeks. And I am bringing the Soul Sanctuary Radio vibes live and in person on Penn's campus at the Copa Banana, University City, on Friday, July 19th. So if you want some grown folk music and that mature groove kind of vibe, come on out. You can have an adult beverage or not, but just come vibe with some cool people. 8 to midnight at the Copa Banana, University City, 40th and Spruce. And get that kind of vibe, this kind of vibe that we give you all tonight is the kind of playlist that I'm putting together for that. It's not really dance oriented. It's more sit and groove, like nod your head, tap a toe, and just have a good time with some good people. So I invite you to come out, and we should have one more show before that. So I will remind you. It'll be, I'll be reminding you on all my various shows and what have you. But Friday, July 19th, here in Philadelphia, party with the Alphas and everybody else who wants to be around them.
Right. And if any, I hope hopefully the alphas from that chapter on Penn's campus will come. Well, it's their what do you
I
call it?
mean,
The
it's their national
convention?
convention, so there will be alphas from all over
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
national. That'll be great because the alphas that were there when we were at Penn were
Yes,
amazing. Those guys were so daggone cool. Like we lucked up with alphas and the kappas and grooves and sigmas. We just lucked up. We had great guys there on
absolutely.
campus. So I'm definitely gonna have to look on my
I was gonna
calendar
say,
because that's
if you are so inclined to drive down, you are more than welcome, and it's no cover charge. This is really like come out, have a cocktail, have some finger food, and just vibe with people. So I hope that if you are in the area or short distance away, willing to travel, that you will come out and hang and get some of these vibes live and in person. And this is the sort of beginning of now that I'm resettled. I've been trying to get back out and do more live events and connect with the people, but stuff keeps coming up. Right. So hopefully now I'm settled enough where we can really start to get together and do this thing face to face more often. Also, for those of you who perhaps still have not seen it or you're looking for an opportunity to see it again, Sinners is available for rent, but this weekend, come the holiday, it will be streaming on HBO and available on a few other platforms as well. And it has been requested that we do a live chat to talk about some of the themes, talk about the music in the film and what have you. So, in addition to this program, we're just looking to have more sort of FaceTime with you all, even virtually, to talk about the culture. And so because that was requested, I figured we'd do that and maybe talk about a few more of these Black television shows that are available on streaming that have conjured up some really interesting themes in the culture that we should be in consideration of in these crazy times we live in. So definitely look for more information about when that will be happening, and hopefully you can join us for that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You see all the stuff Stephanie be doing? I'm sorry, Soul Sanctuary Inc. Be doing
all that stuff. But I thank you all. I see you, Thomasina. I'm just going to leave it at that because some people don't like you necessarily shout out all the things, but I see you. I appreciate you, and so however you support the organization is deeply, deeply appreciated. We want you all to party responsibly over this holiday. Do not drink and drive, but go out and shake a tail feather. Give your people some FaceTime and really enjoy
and be safe in general. Don't let them libations have you making bad decisions for yourself. Okay.
Exactly. And I think we should leave it at that.
But we your friends.
We are your friends. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. And Lord willing, we see you again in 2 weeks and we do this all over again with another theme. Good night.